Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Let no one to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. All right, let's start with a couple of questions. All right, got some pictures here that have some questions in it about the story you guys. Order. You guys remember this story? The question is, what did Joseph's brothers do to him? Let the little guy answer for a second. Well, what did Joseph do? Did he go? Yeah, that was not a nice thing to do for a little brother. Ooh, I got another picture. Probably like this picture, but it won't be very fun. For slave number 2, what did God send on Judah? Ribbit. What animal is that, Logan? Frog, ribbit. Frogs everywhere, all over. They came out of the Nile River. Frogs everywhere. Wasn't it? Man, you guys learned about somebody who had got people like this. Really cool. You guys remember this story? Now, what happened when Moses stretched out his staff over the water? Captured the water. know you all know it. Just for everyone to see straight at that. All right. Who was given the Ten Commandments? Moses. All right. Remember, raise your hand and I'll point to you with your answer. All right. I know you guys all know. What does it mean to take the Lord's commandments? The names of words don't really mean it in a serious way, right? It's like some common name, not a special. Okay, I'm gonna break this question. That's one right. Who was Moses' brother? Brother. Now, someone else. Moses. Okay, one. I'm sorry. You get it. All of them don't raise their hand. You do it exactly right here. I have another question for you. Right here. Which brother of Joseph said he stole a kid instead of him? That one? Never the oldest brother. It's still not very nice. They shouldn't have thrown him in the pit, but he said he knew someone. All right. So you guys did very, very good job. So for Robin, Caroline, you guys are studying the oldest part of the Bible. I'm going to ask a couple of questions. Then, maybe you have strong later, or make sure that all that sort of stuff. I'll ask the question. Then there's something where they know what happened in the chapter. First of all, who knows the book of Acts? Good. What a book, right? But who did who write the book of Acts? Okay. Which chapter tells about the Holy Spirit? Bonus question. What these chapters, the book of Acts, what is the account of Saul's conversion? I'm going to ask one. Yeah, let me give one of them. Okay? What? 22, right? One of them. There's two other chapters. Right? There's the first time. And you know the other one? There's 9, 22, and one other. All right. So, like I said, they have been practicing. I know because my kids have system on at home, learning what happened in all chapters of that. We're going to do something like this. So, I have to take this class. But for the kids, yes, you guys know your math back. They will start. Okay.
Dare to stand like Joshua. We are bound for Canaan land, tending by the way. Who shall lead us on the road? Choose your king today. Dare to stand like Joshua. Dare to say the word. As for me and for my house, we will serve the Lord. When the dark Red Sea of doubt billowed in our way, then he parted every wave, so he will today. Dare to stand like Joshua, dare to say the word. As for me and for my house, we will serve the Lord. Just before us Jordan rolls, just across the way. We can safely trust the Lord. He shall lead today. Dare to stand like Joshua. Dare to say the word. As for me and for my house, we will serve the Lord. Bind us together. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together with cords that cannot be broken. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together, Lord, bind us together with love. There is only one God. There is only one King. There is only one body. That is why we can sing. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together with cords that cannot be broken. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together, Lord, bind us together with love.
Yep.
I gotta say, I'm so impressed with the kids and grateful to the teachers. You guys have all put in a lot of hard work this quarter. I know the prep that goes behind the scenes, living here next door, I get to see when people are here at strange hours, working really hard to make sure classes get ready. For those that didn't know, our class did something a little different. It was the first time I've ever taught anything like this, but Julian and I, we wanted to help the kids prepare so that when they move out on their own someday and they grow up, which we don't like to think about, but when they grow up, how are they going to find a good church to worship with? And what does that look like? So we talked about various aspects of finding a church, being part of a church, being active, signs of a healthy church, things like that. I didn't really give them a lot of prep with these questions, so we'll see how they do here. The first one, just in the Greek word for worship, what position does it imply if someone was worshiping in that way? Do you guys remember which physical position would they be in? Go ahead, Aiden. Yeah, kneeling or laying down, right? The Greek proskuneo has the idea of being prostrate, down on the ground. And there's a lot of people that worship Jesus, right? They fell down at his feet, something like that. Okay, if you listen to the song that was up there, you have this answer to the second question. But how did the early church most often refer to themselves in the book of Acts? Okay. The way, right? There's quite a few places in the book of Acts where they refer to themselves not as Christians. It seems to be a name, at least at first, it almost came in from outsiders, but the way is how they originally referred to themselves and often in the book of Acts. And this last one's sort of open-ended, so feel free, there's 4 of you guys who can just contribute whatever you want tonight. But what are some important things to look for when trying to find a place to worship? Maybe if each of you could offer one thing that you think is really important. Riley? Good. We talked a lot about when you go to a new church, you want to place membership, ask the elders of the leadership, how can I help? What can I do? Good. Haley? I'm sorry. Good, good. So we look, do they actually like spending time with each other? Do they like being around each other? And I've been some places where they don't. But that's a really good sign when people enjoy each other's company, right? What is another important thing? Go ahead, Ruth. Good, yeah, pay close attention to the teaching. Does it match up with the Bible? That's going to really almost be the biggest thing, right? Find out what kind of doctrine are they teaching. And then Aiden? Good. And while it doesn't mean that a church is necessarily better than another, it's definitely an awesome thing if you can find a place that has a diverse group, a place that seeks to reach many different age groups, many different cultures, ethnicities, things like that. Certainly, if you have the choice to worship somewhere like that, it can be a very good blessing. Is there anything you want to add, Julian? No? Okay. They were a really good class, and I really enjoyed teaching with Julian this quarter. So thank you, guys.
Beautiful life. Each day I'll do.
Each day I'll do
a golden deed.
a golden deed
By helping
those
who are in need.
who are in need. My life on earth
Is but a span. And so I'll do the best I can. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days, and I must go to meet the deeds that I have done, where there will be no setting sun. To be a child of God each day, my light must shine along the way. I'll sing His praise while ages roll, and strive to help some troubled soul. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days, and I must go to meet the deeds that I have done, where there will be no setting sun, while going down life's weary road. I'll try to lift some traveler's load. I'll try to turn the night to day, make flowers bloom along the way. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days, and I must go to meet the deeds that I have done, where there will be no setting sun.
All right. Well, that was beautiful. A beautiful life. And I think that's our goal, right? To live a beautiful life before God. He gives us life, and we seek to give Him a beautiful life that looks like that of His Son back. So that's what we're after, young people, old people, and everyone in between. I want to just echo Jeremy's thanks to the teachers, all of you that have worked so hard this quarter, and maybe in multiple quarters. Several have taught quarter after quarter. Thank you for that, and we're excited to get a new group of teachers starting on Sunday. So I just have the verse up there that from Ephesians 4 that just talk about how teachers are a gift, that Christ gave gifts, and He gave apostles and prophets and evangelists and pastors and teachers. So our teachers are a gift. Young people, let's make our teachers feel that way, that they are a gift. Yes, Ethan?
I think our class wants to finish off all the 10 commandments.
All right. Well, I was in that class for a while. I know they know them. So let's go through them. Are you want to lead it, Ethan? For the Sabbath. Shall not murder. You shall not adultery. Steal. You shall not commit false witness. Go. All right. Well done. Well done, everybody. Great job. Great job. This is a fun night, always, each quarter. I'm glad we do this to celebrate the things that we've learned. All right. I think I'm going to talk a little bit to, if I can make this work, let's see, just a little bit to our adult class. We'll do our little bit of a review. And I was grateful that we had 10 different men that helped teach this class, so it was a collective effort. But I picked some really hard questions here. So I started off with, who created the institution of marriage? Here's a real hard one. I did, right? Even the kids that were in the class, God created the institution of marriage. And we know this because it says so in the Bible. And my PowerPoint is all off for some reason, but it's Genesis 2:24, Vicki, that's our theme verse. What does it say? All right, very good. So God created man and woman. He's the one that created the institution of marriage. I like what Alan said on Saturday. God did the creating. Did man have anything to do with marriage other than being part of it? No. Does man have any authority over marriage? No. God does, right? It's his institution. And so why did God create marriage? It says there, for this reason. What was the reason that God created this thing of marriage? Okay, very good. It says that it's not good for man to be alone, right? And so I will make a helper suitable for him. And so God made a woman. And there is a quote I remember. Where did the woman come from? Came from man's rib, right? There's a quote. The woman was made from his rib, out of his side, not made from his head to be over him or on top of him, nor from his feet to be trampled upon, but out of his side to be equal with him, under his arm to be protected, and near to his heart to be beloved. So God made man and woman to be husband and wife, and it was good. All right, Jesus, that idea that God joins the husband and the wife together. God is the one that does the joining, and they shall be one flesh. Jesus adds a little bit to that in Matthew 19. He says, so they are no longer two, but one flesh. And what God has joined together, let no man separate. So that's the way it was intended from the beginning. God does the joining, and no man can separate that. What is the purpose of our marriages? What's it all about? What's our goal? To glorify God. That's what our families, our marriages, our lives are meant to glorify God. That's absolutely at the heart of it. What are some ways that our marriage class, adult class, glorify God? Raising children, raising believing children that are a blessing to the world, yes? All right, I'll just repeat what is said. So what's some other ways? There's just whatever comes off the top of your head. Yes, Jerry. Pursuing holiness, when we do that together and we're each trying to work toward glorifying God and be more like Jesus. What are some things we learn from marriage? How to be selfless, how to sacrifice, how to endure hardship together, how to show deference. We learn those things about God's love. And so when we demonstrate that and when we endure hardship and we stay together, as God said, that glorifies Him to the rest of the world. And we're blessed to have long marriages in this congregation. Who has the longest marriage in our congregation right now running? Christy points to Harvey and Connie, 56 years. And there's a lot of 50 and 40s in our group too. So this is the heritage, the legacy that we leave for these young people. Just some things, the goal we've already talked about is holiness, is to glorify God. We're seeking holiness, not happiness. Remember, happiness is the byproduct of holiness. How long do marriages last? It's a lifelong thing. It's till death do us part. The roles of marriage in there, the husbands are to be the loving leader, and the wife is to be the supportive homemaker. What are the differences there are differences between men and women. Men want to achieve simplicity in their life. Women are driven to experience security. Some things about conflict we've talked. We always want to address areas of conflict. Don't ignore it. Resolve it. View it as a means of growing closer together. Those are the areas where we can grow stronger. See it as something that binds us together. View it in a positive way. Try to resolve conflicts without involving others, especially your parents in a marriage relationship. And then seek counsel if you need to from godly older husbands and wives that you have observed success. I'm going to skip on through this. This is the text that we've looked through over and over again this quarter. It's Ephesians 5 that talks about Christ's love for the church. And I'm just going to ask this, what are the instructions to husbands in this passage? All right. Love our wives as Christ loved the church. One more. As our own bodies, right? How about, what are the instruction to wives? Go ahead, Robin. You're not in the class. it is to first submit to our own husbands and to the Lord, and then to respect and honor them at the end. So those are the two great commandments to each. So, all right, I'm going to zoom through a couple things here. This was just a quotation that we looked at. Marriage is not strong because of what you have. It's not based upon your home or how much money you have or the jobs or positions or any of those kind of things, how beautiful you are. But our marriages are strong because of who we are. It's our character and the things we learn from Scripture, that we're to be transformed by renewing our minds. And I've got some other verses I'm going to fly through here. So I'm going to zoom through all of this, and we're going to just get to some extra. I do want to give an opportunity to, we've been emphasizing this verse, this passage, Hebrews 12, 1 through 3. And we're going to read it together, but unless anybody would like to say it off from memory. This is our passage for memorization. We've read it a couple of times. I could offer to give out a candy bar like we would in the class downstairs to anybody that knows this one. Let's start it off together. Therefore, since we have so great a cloud of witnesses surrounding us, let us also lay aside every encumbrance and the sin which so easily besets us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. For consider him who endured such hostility from sinners against himself, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. The key to holiness and being like Christ is in that passage, and it's just all about fixing our eyes on Jesus and considering him and what he did for us. All right. We're going to try a song that kind of goes along with our quarter. Happy is the home where God is there. Let's see if I can do that. Can you see the dough there, Kurt? It's an A. Oh, A flat. Okay, thank you. Do me. Happy the home where God is there, and love fills every breast. When one their wish and one their prayer, in one their heavenly rest. Happy the home where Jesus' name is sweet to every ear, where children early speak his fame, and parents hold him dear. Happy the home where prayer is heard, and praises want to rise, where parents love the sacred word, and all its wisdom prize. Lord, let us in our homes agree, this blessed peace to gain. Unite our hearts in love to thee, and love to all will reign. Is there one more? What is the next one? Oh, that's that one. Is there any? Can you fast forward through that? Because I must have put that in there twice, buddy, because there should be an invitation song. More? Oh, no. Okay. Well, there should be an invitation song up there. We were going to do the world's Bible. Can you see where it's at in there? Rather just take it down and take it at the end. Way to go. Eric does such a great job with this. We owe him a lot keeping us. Yeah, there you go. Just want to talk about this song just a little bit. It's one that, a lot of times our lives are the only things that people see when it comes to having an introduction to who Jesus is and what the Christian life is, what God would have us to do. And the song that we're about to sing talks about how our lives can be impactful because people see you, particularly you young people, how you behave, how you act, your character, the way you carry yourself, the things that you do, the things that you don't do. And it's so important that we remember that our influence, our example means so much in the world. There's a world that is just thirsty for truth and right and a place to stand. And ultimately, people can't find, I don't think, salvation just through our lives. They need to be introduced to the Bible and pick it up and read God's Word and understand who Jesus was. But we can start by demonstrating His character in our lives. We can show them that. They can see that there's something special about us because of what God has done in our lives. And that prompts them to reach out and ask and create connection with us. And then we can share and just be able to simply tell them how Jesus has changed our life and how it gives us purpose and meaning and teaches us how we are to live. So I just want to encourage us to be the world's Bible for one another, but then also for those that we're around in school, and even to our brothers and sisters and our family members. So let's determine to be at least the introduction to the Bible through the way we live our lives. And I just want to encourage us to that. If there's anything that someone needs tonight to confess, or if there's someone that wants to obey the gospel, we want to offer this invitation. I'm going to invite you to stand while we sing this song, The World's Bible. Christ has no hands but our hands to do His work today. He has no feet but our feet to lead men in the way. He has no tongue but our tongues to tell men how He died. He has no help but our help to bring them to His side. We are the only Bible the careless world may read. We are the sinner's gospel. We are the scoffer's creed. We are the Lord's last message, given in deed and word. What if the type is crooked? What if the print is blurred? What if our hands are busy with other things than His? What if our feet are walking where sin's allurement is? What if our tongues are speaking of things His life would spurn? How can we hope to help Him and welcome His return? You may be seated.